Yo, what's up, guys? It's 3Volve. I'm recording a short video for my Lenovo Legion Go. I have more information that I want to share with you guys, but as of right now, I'm still kind of setting it up. And also just for recording purposes, I don't have like my audio fully together for recording. So unfortunately, I just don't have those things together yet. But I do have some stuff that I want to share with you guys real fast about like just kind of setting it up. It's a fantastic device. It really is. It's absolutely fantastic. I got to make sure I don't share any personal information from like my Steam, whatever, and other stuff. But I've been spending a while setting it up. It actually takes an extremely long time to set up. I mean, man, this is not an easy device to set up versus like my Steam Deck was, it took time to set up. Don't get me wrong, it definitely certainly did, but nothing compared to this. The amount of stuff I've had to do from, where do I start? Okay, first and foremost, getting all my basic programs on here. I plan to use this for light work, just for fun type work. Nothing like actual like work I don't plan to use on here. So your boy had to get like paint.net, I had to get Blender, I had to get some other 3D programs and stuff like that. Very, very fun stuff to use and whatnot. Decent to have just my own, like I bring a gaming device and suddenly I can just turn it into a workstation, just have fun modeling and whatnot. Like it's awesome. Um, but also it was just kind of like I use a browser called Vivaldi on my main workstation. But the problem with Vivaldi is that it actually has like some issues crashing and whatnot. Like it got better at one point, but then it got worse. And essentially I was like, okay, let me just switch back to Firefox. If y'all see like some titties and some stuff in the background, I apologize and whatnot. There is a litany of um references, female references and what in the background. I'm trying to keep those off screen. I don't have like any nudity there, so you don't have to worry about any muse for that. So but just like if you just see some fat ones, just kind of ignore it and focus. I am an artist, I do have images both male and female, but obviously I'm a freaking dude, so we're gonna leave that at that. All right, so it took a long time to set all that up. And so I had to switch over to Firefox. I had to go to all my main pages, log in, do all that type of and whatnot, and it took a while. Then I had to get all my emulation like tools and things transferred. That includes like my ROMs, ISOs, patches, updates, and what's especially stuff like my Nintendo Switch. I don't use my Nintendo Switch anymore. I don't use that. DLC, any of that type of stuff, I had to transfer from PS3, Nintendo Switch, and just all that type of stuff I had to transfer, and that took a while. Then there was the downloading the Steam games, and sure, that was the easiest part about like gaming wise about setting it up. But here's the problem with that is that I had to the main one of the main reasons about this I'm gonna have a like full video about this later, but one of the main reasons about this, and I plan to use this over the Steam Deck for a lot of in a lot of areas, is because it has stuff like reshade. And so I had to remod a lot of the games that were broken on my Steam Deck that weren't able to be modded or were modded poorly, or just had complications. And then on top of all of that, I had to install Reshade game by game to ensure that the games that lacked it and that needed it and was necessary to have it had it. So that took a while. And then on top of that, you can see I have like custom images here. I don't know if you can see like the Sackboy image moving. You can kind of see Sackboy rocking left to right. But I had like that, and I have all these animated images and all that type of stuff. I set it up. I want my stuff to look clean. Then here comes EmuDeck, which is the emulation station. I set that up, and then here's what EmuDeck is like. There's a lot of missing images with EmuDeck. No matter what you do, there's always going to be missing images. So I had to scour the internet, edit a lot of these images into suitable aspect ratios and pictures and whatnot, so that I could save them, import them, and then save them to Steam. All that stuff is now set up. I rarely have missing images for any games now. We'll be filling the rest of that stuff out later. Now, um, like I said, I had to mod and use reshade on a lot of games that didn't have it before. And then there was just games that just wouldn't work with like MXAO, which is essentially ambient occlusion. If you don't know what ambient occlusion is, it essentially like adds like shadows to your game, and it's an incredible shader for reshade. And the coolest thing about it is you open up your game and essentially it adds more shadows. It turns your game into like a remaster, but like not even that, because remasters are, it honestly looks like your game's running in like a different engine, like a slightly different engine. That's the best way I could put it. It's not quite as simple as that, but that's the best way I could put it. Then there's games that just didn't work. Street Fighter 6, you can see ads for that here. I tried Street Fighter 6 on this device. It works. However, you have a problem with Street Fighter 6. A straight up issue I have with it is that I played it, and for like one of the main reasons I would play it on here versus the Steam Deck is World Tour, right? Like World Tour is the big open world type mode. It's not really open world, but it's got these massive open areas, and it's like, oh man, this game ran at like sometimes it would dip to like 20s and during that. But like obviously you would play it, and then like once you jump into a battle, it would be like a smooth 30. And I was like, oh man, I could definitely hit like a 60 in those battles. So I went to that, I tried it, and it didn't work. Street Fighter just didn't put enough time into making sure that World Tour would like actually like run in those manners. I don't know why, but that took a while. Then we're gonna get to the controversial part of setting stuff up. So this one's gonna be controversial. If this one bothers you, that's your personal problem. I'm honestly just gonna keep it 100. So, uh, I love PC. I came from PC from PlayStation. My PS4 is nearby, but I'm not gonna show up right now. And one of the main reasons I swapped over from PlayStation is because of the censorship, and also just kind of like I didn't like the direction Sony was going in. They closed down a whole bunch of their studios. Games like Wipeout, Gravity Rush, Little Big Planet, Mod Nation, Racers, Killzone, Resistance. There's so many Sony IPs that people will never know who just got into PlayStation on PS4. You will never know about the greatness of PlayStation IPs. You will never know. And it was just like it's like they were losing all this stuff, and then they even changed like the colors on their controller from like the blue, green, pink, and sorry, I can't remember, what was it, is it red, and red, and then they changed it to like I just think clear, and I was like, oh no, I hate that. And it was just like they're losing what like drew me to PlayStation over like Nintendo. So I was like, all right. So I made the switch to PC. But then one of the main problems with PC was DRM. This is actually a, oh my god, I want to say that because I've got to be careful with what I say, but it's one of the worst things about PC is DRM is just vile. And what DRM and Denuvo and all these other things do essentially, it prevents you from playing the games that you own. So you can't play them offline. But offline mode, you still need to be online to use offline mode, which means offline mode is just stupid. And when you have these PCs handhelds, it's like it's a problem. So I didn't want to get to it on my Steam Deck because my Steam Deck was not running the OS necessary to kind of do it on the device itself, which was the issue. So now your boy started to crack games. And one of the main games that you see, and the one that probably drew your attention the most, is this one right here. There it is that baby. And that one had a stupid de novo DRM trash and also affect the performance of the game. But that's not the worst one. We'll get to that soon. And essentially, I was like, I stopped playing it on Steam Deck, even though it ran okay on Steam Deck. And I was like, oh, I hate this. I can't play the game I own offline. You gotta understand. Back on PlayStation, I bought games physically. My PS Vita, which I can actually show you that one. My PS4 is a little further away, but my PS Vita, Most of my games are physical. It just Dusty is free. Don't worry about it. I wiped it down not too long ago. I still take care of it. Um, but I was mainly physical. So when I came here and DRM was a thing, I hated. Like I hated vehemently. And so here was the worst game, the worst offender. Let's go to it. This one right here, a game made by via EA, whatnot. And this one was a problem. This one had a launcher, it had the Lenovo, and that affected performance wildly. On 3080s, that jump was a problem. And so I couldn't play Wild Hearts on Steam Deck because it's just like, man, I gotta crack it. I gotta crack the game, bro. Like it's crazy that like I have to do that to play a game I own. But we're not gonna get into that. I don't really want to talk about that. Now, we're going to get into one of the hardest things to do, which was emulation, which was very, very taxing in terms of on me. So, there's a couple things that you guys need to see. Is that there are a lot of games that I need to transfer. I have 75 Nintendo 64 games. I have 256 Nintendo DS games. I have 187 NES games. 368 Nintendo Game Boy Advance games. And pretty much all these games I've played before, or I just have sitting around somewhere. I mean, in storage, definitely not here. I ain't got the space for that. A Nintendo GameCube, I actually do have Nintendo GameCube actually here. It's nearby, actually. The NES, not NES, SNES, the Super Nintendo, I have 87 games for that. And then my Nintendo Switch, which I do have nearby. 51 games for that. My Nintendo Wii, don't have that one nearby at all. Wii U, cousin actually has that one. PlayStation 2, like don't have that one nearby at all. And then Sega Genesis, and then Sega Master System, which was the original Fantasy Star that I played. And then Sony PlayStation, the PS1 actually. That's not PS4, that's PS1. And then PlayStation 3, and then 41 PlayStation 1 games. This stuff was a pain to set up. The reason it was a pain to set up is because you have to go to each individual emulator, change the settings. EmuDeck does a lot of it for you, but you have to still change the settings yourself. And then on top of that, what you have to do is you have to install any DLC if you have a DLC. So DLC, any updates. So that was for user. That was also for PS3. That was also for PlayStation Portable. That was also for, it was something else. I can't remember the other thing. Either way, I had to update those things. And then for GameCube and PS2, there's tools you have to use. At least Dolphin, the emulator Dolphin, has it within it that you can like kind of make the memory card yourself, like that you can kind of take the saves from all your other like little all your separate games, and you can literally import them, whereas PlayStation 2 has a program outside of the emulator, and I'm pretty sure they'll probably add that into the emulator later, bars. But like obviously, so I like we kind of went through all that and whatnot, and it was a long tedious process, man. So I had to get the save set up. I had to get the resolution settings, all those type of things set up. I had to get my games over, any updates and DLC patches, all that type of stuff. Had to get that set. Literally just finished that all for PlayStation 3 now. Um, and then on top of all of that, I had to test the emulators and whatnot. And if I didn't like something, change it. And guess what? I have two spots here missing. Now these are just empty spots. You can fill them whenever you want or whatever. But the problem is those are supposed to be filled with PlayStation Vita and Nintendo 3DS. And EmuDeck still doesn't have those. So if you're wondering what's taking me so long to actually do that video for the Legion Go, and why is it not ready? Why am I not talking about it? Why am I not going into depth about what it is and why? I said that I have a lot of important reasons of why I bought this, and I'm giving you some right now, but I'm telling you it goes much deeper than that. And I'll save that for that video. But like, yeah, I'm supposed to have my Vita games and my 3DS games. I believe I have like maybe like 12 3DS games, In my PS Vita games, I have like things like 15. Which I actually own more Vita games than that on my Vita, but like I don't have a reason to transfer all of them because some of the games honestly I already have on PlayStation 3, and they're just better versions of that. Like Super Stardust Delta, there's Super Stardust HD, and that one's multiplayer, and I think it actually has more content. But I do think that Delta looks better actually than the PS3 game, which is surprising. Which I think is just a PS2 update. I don't know. I'll have to look at that. Basically, what I'm saying is I'm not done. Then we had to get to all that. That will took a while, and then we'll get to the Steam games. These ones are the games that I technically have installed. I had to go through and test all of these, make sure my saves were transferred from all these. And for a litany of these games, I had to add in mods, which is much easier to do on this platform. And then I also had to change or bring over saves that didn't upload to the cloud, like for this one. Um, and then I also had to do other stuff like, like a reshade. So the games where a reshader is installed on, trying to zoom in, the exposure really needs to be turned down. I already turned down the lighting. So this one has a reshade right here. I tried to reshade on this one, didn't work. But it's decent enough without it. This one has reshade, and this one has reshade. This is a big one. I actually bought this game on Steam Deck, and I bought all these games on Steam Deck, most of them at least. Um, and the main thing with this one was like, man, like it looks so dated, and like it looks so dated, bro. And like I got reshade on it, and man, does it look 10,000 times better. It's not perfect, but man, is it an improvement. And then I can do reshape for that one, but I'm gonna wait for that one because I still need to mod that one, but I'm in no rush to mod that one for a couple of reasons. And then I had to, this one was a little bit of a pain to kind of set up. This one doesn't have my original save, which I'm still trying to debate if I want that one or not, or do I just want to have like different saves for that in my Steam Deck? That might be pretty cool. I don't really know. And then in terms of modding, oh my gosh, this one, Monster Hunter Rise, I had to mod. The world was a bit of a pain to mod, but it's kind of fun and a pain. And then kind of getting on that it wasn't that bad. Um, I still have yet to mod this one. This one has additional characters from a mod that you can get. It has like Rashida and other characters that you need a mod for that one. I don't know why that says Xbox controller. I don't know what the freak is that. What is the Xbox controller? I'm gonna need to look at that. What is that? And like a lot, like I said, a lot of this has custom art. Like the art for a lot of this stuff was not how it originally was. Like that animated thing right there, that was not there, right? I'm still not done, but I'm not. I don't plan to 100% do everything before I get to that video. It's just not for me personally, but I do have a lot. Wait, was Ratchet and Clank not in my library? I didn't see it. Was it there? Installed. What? It's not. What the freak? Okay, that's weird. I'm gonna have to take a look at that. What the freak? That's weird. Don't worry about that. To take okay. Like I said, there's more. There's more to do. There is more. There is always more. There's always more. So congratulations. Yes. Anyways, so it was a pain to get this stuff set up, and also there's like a couple of these games I did do crack. Oh, it might be for cracking, but that doesn't make sense for Ratchet and Clank because I didn't crack that one. So I don't know what's up with that. So a couple games that I owned but that I had to crack. Dead or Alive 5 last round. The reason for this one was because they took away the my Shirai Nui Shirai Nui. Sorry, I'm just trying to pronounce it with proper Japanese pronunciation. I do study Japanese. If you watch any of my other videos, yeah, they took away some DLC, and then there's some other crap with DLC they're trying to pull to incentivize you to by Dead or Alive 6 at the time. And then when Dead or Alive 6 fell through, they didn't go back and fix the crap that they did with this game. So in order for me to actually get the game that I wanted, I had to I had to crack the version, right? So it just was what it was. And obviously, like, this is not box art you will find normally. I actually made that one. Um, uh, Using artist skills. I want to make one for Wild Hearts, but I can't find the proper resources for that one, so I had to wait. Like I said, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, I cracked that one. That's very important that I cracked this one. It's very, very important because, like I said, this one had some issues with like offline mode. Minecraft Dungeons also had to crack this one as well, which is probably explains why these three don't show up. Sackboy didn't crack that. Wild Hearts, that explains why that one didn't show up because I like it is what it is, right? And then like this one was like let's say the biggest one to make sure like I had to crack. And then, like I said, a lot of these games, pretty much every single game that I opened, I had to change the resolution, had to change the settings to make sure that it fit this. Because for my Steam Deck, it seems to like, I don't know, I didn't get it right on my Steam Deck either, actually, now that I think about it. Is it Xbox controller? Is it here where all my stuff is? No, I don't know. I don't know what the Xbox controller is. I think it might be in all games, though. Why are my games not showing up? I don't know what's up with that. I don't really want to look into that right now, but that was the kind of the biggest thing. So 21 minutes now, you understand fully about what all the things are holding me back and why it was taking so long for me to actually get back to doing some more Legion Go videos. It's nighttime now, and your boy just got done installing the PS3 stuff. I do work as well. Obviously, you guys know I work. And you guys know I plan to be heading to the Philippines next year. I'm maybe rethinking that. I'm maybe thinking about going to Korea because I used to love Korea. I do love Korea, and I do love Korean culture, Korean food, Korean women, of course. Y'all already know. Um, so I'm definitely planning to do that as a passport, bro. Take a look into that and see what's good. And then obviously we can take some look at some games from that place. You know what I'm saying? They got like Black Desert, they got Crimson Desert, they got Blazing Soul, tons of stuff I can go see and check out. That would be fire. So you guys know I plan to do stuff like that. So obviously I'm working, I'm focused, I'm doing what I got to do. But I definitely want to make some more videos about like entertainment. Multimedia. This channel is definitely going to be multimedia focused. The Revolve is going to be multimedia focused, whether it's creation or sharing like stuff that I'm interested in or doing. Whereas my other channel, Black Knight Passport Bro, you can find like travels, culture, food, all those other type of things, and me helping you guys with like dating overseas, because that's mainly what guys are interested in nowadays. Is like a lot of people, yeah, sure, going to travel, but men aren't really interested in like, oh, I gotta try these new foods and this and that. Like, it's like, yeah, it's nice, but men are mainly interested in women. Let's keep it a buck. So with that said, this is gonna be what this channel's for, and I got much more to share. And I will do with proper lighting and other stuff next time, stuff that looks a lot better, because these sticks look orange and they're not orange, they're red. So we'll take care of that next time, and next time I'll show you guys a lot more information to kind of help you with your like Legion Go and whatnot, setting it up. And I'm also going to share some files and whatnot to make it easier within the next video as well. So with that said, hopefully you guys get everything you needed. Now you understand, you grasp the full picture and whatnot. With that, I'll see you guys later. Make sure to always evolve. This has been 3Volve. Tris.